Okay, so in this next round or episode, we're going to try to fit in some things here. All right, so what we're going to do now is to study our design and, get out some basic informations like the font. You want to know the kind of font that was used. So you notice here, Satoshi is the name of the font. So you want to download that. So I don't think Webflow has Satoshi as a font. So you have to download it and just download and keep on your PC. I already have that file downloaded, Satoshi. I would add that to the description in the video. So you want to also look at, like I said, all the assets. So inside of Webflow, what you want to do is you want to go to the you want to go to pages and you want to go to style guide. This is very important. This is where you get to change some things to make it suit the design that we have. Okay, so when you scroll, so these are the structure classes, these are the page wrapper. You don't have to bother yourself with all of this. All right, you don't have to, container medium, you just don't have to bother yourself with all of this. So you scroll down to H1. So this is the heading one. So what you want to do, you want to check and see here we have H1. This is our H1 here because the hero section heading is always a H1. So this is 48 Grifter. The name of the font is Grifter and it's size 48. All right, so what you want to do now, since I see most people make this mistake, they just come here directly to change it to 48 or whatever. That is wrong. What you want to do is you want to affect all H1 headings. All right, so you click on this icon here and go to all H1 headings. That means anything H1 will be affected. Now let's go check for Grifter. Since we don't have Grifter as a font, we can just make use of our Satoshi. So what I'll do, I'll click on add font. So it will take me to a new page, which is the dashboard for FinTrack or the page settings. And you see here we have Google Fonts. So you click here and you go and check if there is a Satoshi font. S. You check for a Satoshi, which I'm not sure there is any. So let's check Satoshi. I'm not sure. All right, so there isn't anyone. So what you want to do is you want to upload what you have downloaded. All right, like I said, I already downloaded the font, which is here. Where is it? Where is my Satoshi font? Okay, I'm just going to search for Satoshi here. Okay, here is it. So we have the font. You want to go to web. You want to go to fonts. Okay, so you want to select just a few, not everything. So I'll be selecting the Satoshi Black, Satoshi Bold, Satoshi Light, Satoshi Medium. I think those are like the Satoshi Regular. Okay, now you click on open. Now it's going to upload all of those fonts for you. Now you have to just start clicking upload fonts, upload fonts, upload fonts, and upload fonts. All right, so now we have all of these fonts uploaded to our Webflow project. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to go back to your designer and just reload the page. This is very important. Or from here you can say go to your designer, but now you no longer need this. You can just close it. All right, now that we've reloaded our page, our page, so when you go back to your H1, click here and say all H1 headings. So it will affect all H1 headings without giving it a weird class name. Now you go here and go to fonts. You're going to see that font Satoshi at the top, custom font. You click it and you want to change it to what? 48. Now how do you know what 48 pixel? From our design we have 48 pixel. What you want to do is you want to say 48 divided by 16 gives you the value in rems, which is 3 rems. Anything pixel, you divide it by 16 rem, it gives you the value in rem, which is 3 rem. So 48 pixel is equivalent to 3 rem. So that is it. So the next thing you want to look out for, go back to your design. Let's go check what is our H2. Where is H2? Okay, this us carry out your stuff. So this should be seen as H2. All right, because you can't have two H1s in a project or in your web design. in your page. In one page, you can have two H1s. All right. So this should be our H2. All right. But then it's 248 here. We have a solution for that. So this should be our H3, which is 32. All right. This one here should be our H2 also. All right. This one here should be our H2. Okay, good. So we have our H3 as 32. So you go back to webflow and you'd go to H2. Now you want to go to all H2 headings. Now, if H1 is 3 rems, H2 needs to be something lesser. So for the sake of this, we can just say 2.5 rem. All right, 2.5 rem. And H3, we can just say H3 should be 2 rem. But then H3 here says 32, which is equivalent of 2 rem. So 32 is what? 2 rem, because 32 divided by 16 is 2, so it's correct, 2 rem. But notice something here. This all of these are, this H3 has a bold width, so you want to go sort that out, which is also bold. Okay, good, it's in bold, so you don't have to worry about anything. Okay, so let's go sort out the parts for paragraphs. So this is a paragraph. The paragraph is 18, this block of text, which is 18 here as the paragraph. We also have here also 18, so the default paragraph is what? 18. Okay, here is the paragraph here is 24, so this is slightly bigger. All right, so to sort that out, you can now scroll down in your style guide, scroll down to all paragraphs. Okay, all paragraphs. By client first made it 1 rem, which is the norms, which is the normal default paragraph for a project. 1 rem is like equivalent to 16 pixels. Okay, now what we want to do is you want to leave this all paragraph. I don't know, since we have most of the paragraph to be 16, to be 18 from the design, most of the paragraph is 18, so we're going to make our default paragraph 18. All right, so we'll go to, you click here and go to all paragraphs. Now instead of 1 rem, we'll make it 18 divided by 16, which is like 1.125 rem. So the default is now 1.125, which is like 18 pixels. Okay, so that's that about that. So now this heading style H1, heading style H2. Now these are classes. These are actual classes. You know, you can make use of this when you want to target a particular heading. Let's say, for instance, like what we have here, I don't know how best to explain, but you see what we have here. H1 is what? H1 is 48, and this is supposed to be a H2 heading, but then it's also having 48. This is where you get to use a class. Now what we can do, H1, whatever our H1 here, our H1 here is what? 3 rem. You want to make your heading style H1 3 rem as well. All right, now H2, heading style H2. Now heading style H2 should also be 3 rem. You know, I can say let's make it 2.5 rem from what we have here, but we are not going to do that because we are going to style it exactly like our H1 for the sake of this, because this is H1, this cannot be H1, this has to be an H2. So now we're going to tell webflow, okay, this is H2 by default, but make the styling, let it have the same styling as H1. You know, it's for SEO purposes, so that when Google is crawling your website, it's not okay to have 2 H1s on a page. So it's going to read the one at the hero section as your H1, and it's going to read the one on the body as H2, because by default it is H2. All right, look, it is H2. Okay, but we're going to give it a style to look like H1 because of what the design is saying. I hope you understand. Now heading style H3, we're going to follow what we have here for our H3. Heading style H3 here is 2 rem, so you're going to make heading style H3 2 rem, which is perfect. Now heading style H4, we don't need most of all of this, So keep on scrolling. Now we have text sizes. Text size large, text size medium, text size regular. When we start building, you see how best, or you see how we'll be using all of these classes. Text style large is 1.5. The size of it is 1.5 rem. Text size medium is 1.25 rem. Text size regular is 1 rem, which is like 16 pixels. This one is about maybe 20 pixels or thereabout. This one should be like 25 pixels or thereabout. So we have text size small, text size tiny. We're not going to touch all of this. Okay. Now text styles, strike through, italic. So there's a whole lot of styling here and classes. All right. So we're not going to do so many of them. So now let us go to button section. Now from our design here, we have button looking like this. All right. Download app button. We also have I think that's the only button we have on the design. That's the only button. So this is how the button is looking like. All right. So now let us style it from the webflow style guide. Let it look like this. Now if you notice, this button is having a color, has this color. It's the field is this color code. So you have to go to the webflow and click on button. That's the button class. You scroll down to gradient color. You want to paste that color code. Now you see all our buttons are now having that color style. Okay, so now you notice that the button is having these super round edges, which is how do we check that from here? Okay, see the curved edge here, 24, the corner radius. So you come here to webflow, and that's like the primary button here. You want to go to radius here and say maybe 2 rem. Let's just say 2 rem. Okay, 2 rem is like 32 pixels. Maybe this is good. All right, 2 rem. So that is all you need to do. I think that's all you need to do for now. Just don't, other ones are not that important for now. Padding, so you don't have to worry about the rest, So I think we are done with styling our page. So now you go back to the home page. You go back to the home page and you want to delete all of this. Delete. So you just have page wrapper, global styles, and main wrapper. So in the next video, we're going to talk about the core structure of how you need to start. See you in the next video.